Asparagus, and asparagus once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with vegetable of the day, the one and only asparagus. So maybe you've only eaten this once. Maybe you've never seen it before. Maybe you've never even heard of it. Or maybe you thought it was a spear. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on why, because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of the asparagus. All right, first up, a little bit of background information. Asparagus is a collective group of vegetable species in the asparagus plant family. Believe it or not, there are more than 300 asparagus species grown around the world. Wow, who knew? I only thought there was one. Asparagus is native to most of Europe, Western Asia, and Northern Africa. And it was first cultivated about 2,500 years ago in Greece. And it's a Greek word that simply means stalk or shoot. Now, take a look at the picture, ladies and gentlemen. You can clearly see that asparagus is green, it's long, and you can cut it up into little pieces. How nice. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of background information about the one and only asparagus. All right, more background information. There are three main varieties of asparagus. We have the British/American variety, which is green. Then we have the French variety, which is purple. And then we have the Spanish-Dutch variety, which is white. Now, take a look at the picture. As you can see, the text is absolutely correct. We have green asparagus, purple asparagus, and white asparagus. Now, this is really interesting to me because I never knew about the white and purple varieties. I only was exposed to the green. So, all that simply means is that Coach D is learning just like you. So there we have it, guys. Even more background information about the one and only asparagus. All right, now it's time for a few fun facts. When shopping for asparagus, look for the stronger spears that have tight heads. You can test the freshness by making sure that it snaps when bent. Can you juice asparagus, you may be wondering? As long as you don't mind the taste, this is a good option for obtaining asparagus' nutrients. Interesting. Also, does cooking affect the nutrition of asparagus? Well, unfortunately, it can, since some antioxidants and vitamins are sensitive to heat. Ladies and gentlemen, 23% Nation, that's why you always want to be careful whenever you cook any type of plant food, because most phytonutrients, including vitamins and antioxidants, are very, very sensitive to heat. So if you end up overcooking your plant foods, then yes, you will lessen its nutrition content. So there we have it, guys, a few fun facts about the one and only asparagus. All right, now it's time for the not so fun facts. It may cause allergic reactions when eaten or used on the skin if you have a food sensitivity or intolerance. Interesting. Asparagus works like a water pill or diuretic. Eating large amounts or using a supplement might decrease how well your body gets rid of lithium. So, if you're listening to this video or watching this video, and if you're on lithium, then chances are you may want to consult your doctor before consuming asparagus. Or, if you don't want to listen to your doctor, then maybe try reducing your consumption of asparagus. In either case, please be careful. So there we have it, a few not so fun facts about asparagus. All right, believe it or not, more not so fun facts. What does asparagus do to your pee? Or we can use the word urine. Well, here's the answer. After eating it, some people report their urine gives off a strange odor. Oh no, say it ain't so. Apparently, the odor, once suspected of being a product of a defective metabolism, is actually harmless. And that's the good news. It's produced because of the asparagus sulfur compounds that your body did not absorb. So there we have it, guys. If your pee smells interesting after you consume asparagus, Don't worry about it. Your body's fine. It's just your body getting rid of sulfur. So there we have it. We have now solved the mystery of asparagus pea. All right, now let's dive into the 520 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, the 520 rule is all about reading and understanding food labels. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets you know whether or not a food or beverage item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, when we talk about the 520 rule, really what we're talking about is percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, let's take a look at our sample food label. As you can see, it is divided into three main parts. We have the purple, the yellow, and the blue portions. So I'll go portion by portion. First, let's talk about percent daily value. It's colored purple, and as you can see, it is represented as a column, and basically percent daily value is a percentage. Now, these percentages are on a scale from as low as 0% to as high as 100%. Now, there are some cases where a food may offer a nutrient in excess of 100%, but that is rare. Now, let's talk about the yellow portion. The yellow portion basically shows us a few nutrients such as saturated fat, trans fats, cholesterol, and sodium that unfortunately do a lot of harm to the human body. Why? Because they cause sickness, illness, and unfortunately disease. So if anything, you want to make sure that the percent DV for these nutrients are as close to zero as possible. Now, let's move forward and talk about the blue portion. Now, the blue portion does just the opposite of the yellow. Rather than cause sickness, illness, and disease, these nutrients, such as dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, well, they promote wellness. They promote health within the body temple. So if anything, the next time you eat or drink something, make sure that those percent DVs are as close to 100% as possible. Now, what I want to do is dive into the 520 rule just a little deeper. Ladies and gentlemen, if a food or beverage item contains 0% to 9% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is considered not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next, if a food or beverage item offers 10% to 19% DV, then that food or beverage item is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food or beverage item that we're consuming offers 20% DV or greater, then that food or beverage item is considered an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, now that we've gone over the 520 rule, let's talk about the nutrition facts. So for today's lecture, we're going to say that a single serving of asparagus is equivalent to 1 cup of raw asparagus, not cooked. So here we go. In this single serving, we're only going to get 27 calories, not bad, 3 grams of protein, nice. And still, some people think that plant foods, specifically vegetables, have 0 protein. Well, there you go. It has it, 3 grams per serving. Also, 3 grams of fiber. Amazing. Now, only 5 grams of carbs. Now, let's talk about the vitamins and the minerals. First up is vitamin K coming in at a whopping 70% DV. Excellent source. Vitamin A coming in at 20% DV. Excellent source. Next up is folate coming in at 17% DV. Good source. Then we have iron coming in at 16% DV. Good source. Next up is vitamin C coming in at 13% DV. Good source. Then we have vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, coming in at 13% DV. Good source. Next up is copper coming in at 13% DV. Good source. Then we have vitamin B2, also known as riboflavin, coming in at 11% DV. Good source. Next up is potassium, coming in at only 8% DV. Not a good source. Then we have vitamin B3, also known as niacin, coming in at only 7% DV. Not a good source. And lastly is vitamin B6, coming in at only 6% DV. Not a good source. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the nutrition facts about the one and only asparagus. All right, now it's time to dive into the health benefits of asparagus. But before we do, Coach D wants to offer you a little something special. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about the health benefits, I think it's appropriate that we talk about the principle of cause and effect, which basically states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a disease, well, chances are you cause it. Versus if you're healthy, well, chances are you cause that too. Here's what you got to understand is that whether it's disease or health, well, that is the effect. What's important is that we focus on the causes, right? What causes us to, excuse me, what causes us to be diseased? What causes us to be healthy? Well, that's why I want to talk about the health benefits. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the health benefit, or we say the effect, and then I'll also give you the phytonutrient, or we use the word medicine, that is responsible. So first up, number one, clots the blood. How great is that, right? So the question is, which phytonutrient or medicine in asparagus causes that? Well, say hello to vitamin K. Number two, improves our bone health and reduces fracture rates. Nice. Well, you can thank vitamin K for that. Number three, helps to prevent hardening of the arteries. So which phytonutrient is responsible? Well, say hello to vitamin K. Benefit number four, contains anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Amazing. So the question is, which phytonutrients, which medicines are responsible? Well, there are quite a few. Say hello to phenolics, quercetin. Next up is isohamnitin. Then we have camphorol, saponins, ascorbic acid, fructooligosaccharides, and last but not least, glutathione. Benefit number five, serves as a natural diuretic. Amazing. So the question is, which medicines in asparagus do that? Well, say hello to potassium and asparagine. Now, for those of us who are unfamiliar with asparagine, don't worry, it's an amino acid. Number six, nourishes the digestive tract. Well, which phytonutrients are responsible? Well, say hello to the prebiotic compounds and inulin. That's right, guys. It's called inulin. And benefit number seven, helps with a healthy pregnancy. Now, ladies, this should appeal to you, of course. So the question is, which phytonutrient in asparagus is responsible? Well, say hello to folate. So there we have it, guys. 7 amazing health benefits from the one and only asparagus. Oh, look, it doesn't stop there. There are more. Number 11, helps the body convert carbohydrates to energy, which is important for metabolism, focus, and strength. Well, say hello to thiamine for that. Number 12, helps fight cancer. Well, say hello to glutathione. Number 13, supports skin health. Say hello to vitamin A and the antioxidants. Number 14, lowers our risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Say hello to soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Number 15, lowers risk for developing obesity. Amazing. Say hello to insoluble fiber. And last but not least, health benefit number 16, lowers blood pressure and serum cholesterol. Well, which phytonutrient is responsible? Say hello to insoluble fiber once again. So there we have it, guys. 16 amazing health benefits from the one and only asparagus. All right. Now it's time to talk about food. Yes, guys, it's time for us to go to my favorite website for everything vegan. Say hello to forksoverknives.com. But more specifically, though, there's a movie. That's right. The movie is called Forks Over Knives, and I highly recommend you watch it. Why? Because it does a good job at letting you know exactly how beneficial plant foods are for the human body. So I went to the website as usual, and I did just a little bit of research, and I found 2 really delicious vegan asparagus recipes that I want to share with you today. So the first one is rustic bread bowl with sun-dried tomato and asparagus dip. Take a look at the picture. Looks delicious, yes. Now, recipe number 2 is herb-crusted asparagus spears. Take a look at that picture. Looks delicious, yes. So, If you are inspired, if you are motivated to make and taste these dishes, then all you have to do is click on the description box. Why? Because I'm providing you with a direct link to each of these recipes. So, open up the description box, click on the link, make them, taste them, come back to the video, and please share your thoughts. So there you have it, guys. Not one but two amazingly delicious, nutritious, vegan asparagus recipes from forksoverknives.com. All right, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, well, Coach D, thanks for the good facts. I'm sorry, the fun facts and the not so fun facts. And I even appreciate the nutrition facts, right? But what I really want to know is, when in the world should I eat more asparagus? Well, guys, if that's your question, then I got to tell you that the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect day to eat more asparagus, is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Oh, yes, good old Nature Day. Guys, Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you've been living under a rock and you know absolutely nothing about the challenge. Well, that's okay. The 23% challenge is basically a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships. Oh, and it also helps to save good old planet Earth. Oh, yes, in only 7 days. Now, here's the interesting things that you need to know about the challenge. Number one, it's monthly, meaning every month, January through December. And it's also only 7 days, but it's the first 7 days of every month, the first all the way through the 7th. Now, being that Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, that simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every month. That's right. So whether it's February 1st, March 1st, or even July 1st, it's always Nature Day. All right, so maybe you are intrigued. Maybe you want to know more about Nature Day. Well, here we go. Guys, Nature Day is all about getting closer to nature, right? But through food, specifically plant foods. That's right, guys. It's time to eat more plants. Now, for some of us, this could be difficult. And if that's your case, then I believe in taking baby steps. So try this. How about you only eat plant foods before 12 p.m.? That way, after 12 p.m., you can eat whatever you want to eat. If before 12 p.m. doesn't work for you, then what about after 12 p.m., right? That way, before 12 p.m., you can eat whatever you want to eat. Now, for those of us who want to up the ante just a little bit, well, try becoming a 3% vegan. Now, that's any person, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 1 day out of an entire month. Next up is a 10% vegan. Now, what is that? Well, that's any person, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 3 days out of an entire month. Next up is a 17% vegan, which is anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 5 days out of an entire month. And lastly is the ultimate 23% vegan. Now, what is that? Well, that's what Coach D considers himself to be. That's right, guys, a 23% vegan. And that simply means that for the first 7 days of every single month, I only eat plant foods and drink only water. Now, that brings up a question. Which plant foods do you eat, Coach D? Well, I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods, which happen to be fruits, vegetables and herbs, nuts and seeds, legumes, meaning beans and peas, and whole grains. So there we have it. We now know the ins and outs about Nature Day. All right. Now, a lot of people may say, all right, Coach D, so you want me to eat more plants starting on the first day of every month? Yes. But the question is who should do this, right? I mean, what type of person would want to participate in Nature Day, right? Well, let's go through them. Maybe you have been stricken. Maybe you're suffering from the big 4. Now, what are the big 4? Well, those of us who have heart disease, obesity, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. So maybe you have one of these chronic illnesses, and maybe you're looking for a more natural, a more holistic approach to becoming healthy. Well, it's easy. Eat more plants. Maybe you have skin issues, such as eczema, psoriasis, pimples, and acne, and you're looking for a natural approach to health. Well, eat more plants. Maybe you have digestive issues, such as irritable bowel syndrome, or maybe you're constipated. It's easy. Eat more plants. Or maybe you have mental issues, just such as depression, anxiety, sadness, anger, or maybe even mood swings, or maybe you just can't concentrate. And you are also looking for a holistic approach to your healing. Well, participate in Nature Day. Eat more plants. Maybe you're the type of person who wants to lose inches from around their waist and from around their hips. Great. Join in our vegan lean program. Or maybe you're the type of person who wants to put on a little bit of muscle. Well, join the vegan bulk program. Maybe you're looking for an easy way to transition from the standard American diet to a more whole food plant-based diet. It's easy. Participate in Nature Day. Or maybe you're just the type of person who just wants to eat more plants. Well, guys, if you meet any of those descriptions, well, the Nature Day is definitely for you. All right. Now it's time for Coach D's tips. That's right. I'm here to offer you a little bit of help, a little bit of assistance, a little bit of guidance. Why? Because I want your Nature Day to be successful. So, tip number 1, go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're going to go to one or three places. Number 1 is the produce section. Number 2 is the freezer aisle. And number 3 is the canned good aisle. Now, you're going to find your fresh plant foods in the produce section. You're going to find your frozen plant foods in the freezer aisle. And you're going to find your canned plant foods in the canned good aisle. Now, a lot of people may wonder, Coach D, what is best, fresh, frozen, or canned? Well, guys, if I got to be honest, the first option is always going to be fresh. The second option, and this is a close second, is going to be frozen. And then the third option, all the way in the back, 2 laps behind, is going to be the canned options. Why do I put canned last? Well, unfortunately, canned plant foods may have more toxins than they do nutrients, believe it or not. That's right, guys. Unfortunately, you're going to find additives, dyes, and sweeteners, and those are all toxins. So, if anything, purchase your plant foods either fresh or frozen. Tip number 2, go visit the prepared dishes section at your local grocery store. That's right. So once you're done with the canned good aisle, the freezer aisle, and the produce section, walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Talk to the person behind the counter and ask them, hey, do you have any vegan, not vegetarian options? If they do, ask for a sample. Don't worry, it's free. And if you like it, purchase it by the pound or maybe even 2 pounds. Tip number 3, go visit your local farmer's market. Now, guys, farmers markets do a really good job at catering to those of us who want non-GMO organic plant foods. So, if you're in the market for non-GMO organic plant foods, then please visit your local farmers market. Tip number 4, it's time to support the vegan restaurant community. That's right. Now, vegan restaurants are amazing, and I'll tell you why. Number 1, they hire vegan chefs. Number 2, the vegan chefs know exactly how to cook plant foods, and they also know which plant foods to combine to yield the most delicious, nutritious dishes. And tip number 5 is to go visit your local vegan meal prep company. That's right. For those of us who don't know how to cook plant foods, for those of us who don't want to cook plant foods, and for those of us who don't have time to cook plant foods, well, guys, the vegan meal prep company is the solution to your problems. Here's the reason. They make it, they deliver it, you eat it. It's just that simple. So there we have it. 5 amazing tips to help make your Nature Day successful. All right, it's time for our question of the day. This comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% Nation. We have inquiry minds. So today is a fill in the blank question. And it goes, asparagus is a blank word that means stalk or shoot. So I believe I covered that information earlier in the video. So if you missed it, please hit rewind. And of course, write your answer in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. I'm signing out, but before I do, I gotta ask you to please subscribe, share, like, and of course, leave a comment, especially if you love asparagus. And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember to take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.